So good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back over here to Disney's Hollywood Studios parking lot. I'm actually not heading to Hollywood Studios today. I actually wanted to do something kind of different today for things you can do that do not require theme parks. Since the parks are going to be very busy, we're starting to see more crowds coming in. I thought I'd do something different, and I'm going to do one of my favorite things. I'm going to go ride the Skyliner. So I love Disney Skyliner. This is Disney's gondola system that they've developed and built. So I want to take the Skyliner over to all the parks or all the resorts, walk around the resorts, and just show you guys what it's like to do something that is outside of the theme parks. Mostly I just want an excuse just to ride the Skyliner, because I don't get to ride the Skyliner as much as I used to. So the Disney Skyliner takes you to 2 different theme parks, to 4 different resorts, and overall if you take all the lines, it takes you about 25 minutes to fly all the way around the Skyliner. So I'm going to start out here, the Disney's Hollywood Studio Station. I'm actually going to head to the Pop Century Art of Animation Station, walk around those 2 resorts really quick, and then probably take it over to Caribbean Beach, walk around Caribbean Beach for a little bit, and then take it over to Riviera, walk around Riviera for a little bit, and then fly over to Epcot to see the work being done for Remy's, and then we'll come back here. So I know a lot of people aren't like the biggest fan of the Skyliner, but this is honestly probably one of the best things they've included in a long time, purely because of the fact that how efficient it is. The amount of people it can move in a couple of hours. Whenever these parks were really busy, they really moved a lot of people. So one of the other things they are still doing is they are only loading 1 party per Skyliner gondola. Unfortunately, with how long the line can be, or how long the ride can be, because right now I'm going from Hollywood Studios to Caribbean Beach, it could take anywhere from 5 minutes, upwards of 5 minutes, and time a little longer just spinning, because like we slowed down just now we're moving again. But I will tell you, a lot of people do complain about this, is that with the Skyliners there is no dedicated air conditioning unit. However, on a day like today, where it's in the high 80s, feels like it's in the 90s, there's plenty of air movement because they have all the little like things that like the little openings right there, and it actually creates a really good airflow through here. So I really thoroughly enjoy it. I just think it's just relaxing, just to kind of ride around. But they are still only doing the 1 party per gondola as of right now, and I'll tell you if that changes at some point. But I think that's still how it's going, that they're loading us now. So I will say, I do love the central station for the Skyliner, because this almost like feels like it's the central hub for all these. It's actually where the Skyliners get, where they get stored during the night. So like, or if they come off the lines, this is where they come. But here's where you'll go to possibly 3 different areas. So if you come up and you're staying at Caribbean Beach, you come to the Skyliner station. You can take this line, which take you to Disney's Riviera and to Epcot. You can take the line that I just got off of, which is to Hollywood Studios. And then if you turn one more time to the left, this is the line that takes you to Disney's Pop Century and Art of Animation. So because Epcot also did just open just about an hour ago, we're actually going to turn, and we're not going to go onto that line yet. We're going to quickly turn to the right, so we're going to go to the Art of Animation, but we're also going to go to the Art of Animation and the Pop Century line and jump onto this line. So this is my favorite station to come into. Don't mind the GoPro. Because you do come in over water. And I was really glad because the cast member saw that I had the cameras out and was like, oh, I'll get you an open, like they were like, oh, we'll put you on the open one because you can see, because you're flying by. This is Disney's Caribbean Beach right across the way over there. And so like I've always said, like Caribbean Beach was a really nice, I really like Caribbean Beach a lot, but I hadn't stayed there in a long time. Last time I stayed there was back when I was much younger, when I was still living in Texas and coming on family trips. And so I've always said, oh, I really like to stay at Caribbean Beach, because if you stay on this side of the resort, you're really close to the Skyliner, and it's really easy access to 2 of the 4 parks. Like I said, the big reason I love this one for sure is because you go over the water as you come in through Hourglass Lake. Because on the left will be Pop Century's Resort, which is one of my top 5 Disney resorts. And then you got Art of Animation, which is on the right, which is honestly what a lot of people say is a really good family resort for everyone. So I think we'll do a quick lap around both of those resorts before jumping back on the Skyliner to head over to Caribbean to walk around there for a few minutes. So now we're getting up to my favorite part, is coming into the station, going over the water right here. I've always loved this because I always had thought when they were building this that they were putting the station back there, like back farther, and not having you flying in over the lake like this. So I thoroughly love flying in to this station. It's also my favorite just because of how it looks. But yeah, there's Pop Century, and there's Disney's Art of Animation. So like I said, as soon as you get off the Skyliner, you can either go one of two ways. So you can go to the right to Disney's Art of Animation, which is right over there, or you can turn to the left and there's Disney's Pop Century Resort. But I will say, like, this view of the station is glorious. So I think actually what I'm gonna do, if I haven't been to Art of Animation in a while, I think we're gonna go to the left, do a quick walk right down the middle part of the resort, go to the like the lobby area, the food court area, and then come back and ride the Skyliner back to Caribbean Beach. So Art of Animation is split up into 4 different sections. So all the way on the far left is going to be the Cars section. We're walking through the next section, which is actually the Finding Nemo. And so the Finding Nemo, the Lion King, which is the other section, have what are called, and the Car section. These 3 sections are designed with more family suites in mind. For families, and so this is still considered a value resort, but it's got more like family suites. So you got rooms you can separate from. You can have like the kids off in one area, have parents in another area. It's a little more space, so it's a little more expensive. But then all the way on the very right hand side is the Little Mermaid room. And the big reason why the Little Mermaid area is a little bit different than the other 3 is because back when Pop Century was being designed and built, it was designed that there's going to be 2 sides of Pop Century. You're going to have the classic years, which are the years of what they have now, the 50s through the 90s. Then they're going to have the golden years, which is going to be the area for like 1900s to the 1940s. Well, unfortunately, this was being built during when the recession hit a while back, and so they had only built 1 section, and that's where the Little Mermaid area is. So the Little Mermaid rooms are more designed like a traditional value resort room. Really, it's just 2 beds. Very small space, but it's a lot cheaper than that. So that's why it's still considered a value area. And I will tell you, if you are thinking of staying at Art of Animation, it looks like they are doing some work on the main pool area here. So if you're staying here and you would like to have a pool area, I would say you probably should go to the Cars area or the Little Mermaid one. I know the Little Mermaid's not the family suites, but fortunately the big blue pool is currently not, it's being currently refurbished. But I mean, things do have to be refurbished and everything, so just be mindful about that. I don't know how long it's supposed to be down for. And so then I'm like walking into the lobby area, which is a very gorgeous lobby space. I love the vibrant colors. What I love is this, like, here's the front desk, concierge area. But I do love like all the art drawings and stuff, so it is for all the areas that they have here. So like I said, the Finding Nemo, Cars, Little Mermaid, and Lion King section. But I like how they started with simple drawings and end up all the way down here. And then they have like different other areas for like all the like paints and stuff. And then they have the ink and paint shop, which is their gift shop, and then the Landscape of Flavors, which is the restaurant. So they're just like every other restaurant, and you do have to do mobile ordering, but I don't mind mobile ordering. And then you have like the main entrance area to Disney's Art of Animation, which again, very artsy. Love this. I've never actually been able to stay here yet. Kayla actually is out with some friends right now who are actually staying at Art of Animation, and they're actually staying in the Car suite. They actually got upgraded because they were originally in the Little Mermaid suite. They got upgraded to the Car suite. So, but again, very open. Again, very reminds me kind of like how Pop Century was designed with the building and everything, but I do know this was all built before they scrapped the second half of Pop Century. But if you're looking for the buses here, so the animation hall is where the lobby, where you go in for the ink and paint, then you have to come out of this spot right here because of the one-way traffic. Then if you look to the left, here are the buses for Art of Animation. Now, again, because Art of Animation does have the Skyliner, they don't always run a bus to Epcot or Disney's Hollywood Studios unless it's super busy, and they will always tell you when they do offer the buses. And of course, I didn't even see this when I first walked in. I've seen this before, but so this is like so they get a lot of natural skylight with regular lights, but I love the fact that it's like different drawings of all the different, like I said, the 4 different areas here. So cool. I love this a lot. So, but see, like they say, they do have, they say there's a high demand, so they will have the sign out here. So right now they're probably running buses, but because I'm not trying to get to any of those resorts, I'm trying to get to Caribbean Beach next. I'm gonna head back to the Skyliner. So if you're looking for the Skyliner from the lobby area, which is where this is at, you'll head straight out these doors and go straight down the middle. I think at some point I will do full resort tours at some point, but those, like I said, today's just kind of walking around. If you are curious, you could go to all the bars if you do the Skyliner, because they do have the drop-off, which is their bar. They do have the one over at Pop Century as well. So that's something else you could do as well. But like I said, if you walk down this way, right down there is the cars area. And again, I will do a full resort tour at some point, probably of these resorts. Just show you guys what they all look like. So if you're going from either Pop Century or Art of Animation, and you're heading to Epcot, it's going to take you about 20 minutes total. Because it takes about 5 minutes to get to the Caribbean Beach location, where you do have to get off the Skyliner to transfer, and then it takes about 15 minutes to go from Caribbean Beach with a second stop at Riviera, and then it'll take about, so that takes about 5 minutes there, and then it takes about 10 minutes to get from Riviera to Epcot. And now you'll be going to the International Gateway, but honestly, 20 minutes, sometimes you wait that long for a bus. And even if the line is super long for the Skyliner, really it doesn't take that long because of how many are running at a time. And again, very big resort, which carries a lot of people. It's one of the most popular ones because you see that just by the size of the directory. Like I said, you have the Cars, Finding Nemo, Lion King, and Little Mermaid. So, but then we're gonna walk back up to the Skyliner. I gotta take a quick picture of everything, and then we'll be heading off to our next location, Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort. And then now we're going to be heading off to Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort, and these things take off very quickly, except right now because it looks like they're slowing the line down again a little bit. But you get this beautiful view going over the water right here. Just absolutely stunning view leaving this station. So I will say what I meant earlier was that I thought they were going to be building the station right here, but I'm really glad they didn't, because gliding over it. And like I said, so it is very cool. Again, I was sweating a lot as I walked up to Art of Animation and back, and I am not that sweaty because they got a good airflow coming in. It's very cool. What they also don't tell you is that there is a little bit of airflow underneath you from right here, so you get a lot of air coming up behind you as well. And I do love watching all the different gondolas go by with the different characters, because you got Stitch right there. You just saw Beauty and the Beast one. One of my favorite attractions is coming up in the Haunted Mansion, that purple one right there. And based on what I've determined with the Skyliner, so if you're going to be riding it throughout the day like I am today, hello voice.
In just a few moments, we will be arriving at Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort.
Can I say Caribbean?
All passengers must disembark or transfer at this station. We hope you enjoyed your journey, and thank you for flying the Disney Skyliner.
Thank you, ominous voice. But during the day, like I am today, riding in a non-character wrapped one is actually really nice because you can see everything. The windows are very clear and stuff. But like if you ride it at night, having one of the character ones is not a bad thing as well. Like it's not bad. You just don't see as much because of how dark it can get riding the Skyliner. So along with them building this new station is that down in this little area down here, they actually built a Joffrey's just for the Skyliner. And they do offer a pretty cool drink that I've been wanting to try for a while. I'm probably not going to get it today because it's already midday and I don't really want coffee. But I really like the fact they do offer the Joffrey's, because sometimes you're getting here 8 o'clock in the morning when they first open, you need a little bit of coffee. Also, in my opinion, Joffrey's coffee better than Starbucks coffee. So another thing about the Skyliner, if you're staying at Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort, I'm going to do a quick walk, show you how long I'll give you kind of idea how long it takes to get to the main lobby area, how long it takes to get around. But in reality, Disney's Caribbean Beach does offer 2 stations. They do offer the station that's behind me, but then they do offer the station if you're in part of the area farther away, over by the Riviera, so on the edge of this property. You can also take that station. The only downside to that station, though, and I will tell you this, is because you get a lot of people coming from this station over there, there's not as many empty gondolas, so it's harder to get onto a Skyliner gondola. So what I'm probably gonna do is I'm probably gonna go walk around a little bit around Caribbean Beach Resort, give you an idea how long it takes to get to like the lobby area, show you a little bit of Caribbean Beach as well. But I may come back to this station to ride it all the way over to the International Gateway, and then on my way back I'll stop at that station in Riviera as well. Also, I will say it is very nice that the Skyliner does appeal to all 3 levels of the resorts. So you do have the moderate resort, which is Disney's Caribbean Beach, which is like the mid-tier resort level. Then we have the 2 Disney Value resorts, which is the lowest, cheaper level in Art of Animation and Disney's Pop Century Resort. And then you have the deluxe, which is like top tier level, which is the most expensive nights to stay in Riviera. So it kind of does cater to all different types, and I'm glad they really did like expand it a lot more, because they didn't have to go all the way over to Art of Animation Pop Century, but they did. So I found this, and I was kind of glad I found this. So if you're looking at Caribbean Beach, this is all of Caribbean Beach. Right now I am right here. This is the main Skyliner station. So this is the one you would take going to Hollywood Studios, to Disney's Art of Animation. The main central location is this. So the Old Port Royal is like the lobby area, and they have, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different areas for Caribbean Beach. So if you're staying in the Jamaica, Barbados, Trinidad area, this Skyliner is actually not too bad. It's about maybe a 5-minute walk to and from to this station. If you're staying at Martin Cui, Aruba, this station would probably be your best option. But again, like I said, this one can be a little bit difficult because you may have not as many openings on it. And then they do include Disney's Riviera in it. So, like I said, we're gonna do a quick walk down across this way to the main building area, take a quick look at everything, and then we'll head back, once we're done with that, back to this station to ride it to the gateway, to International Gateway. So Disney's Caribbean Beach is a very big resort. What I do love is that most of the areas, you do have these little sections where you have some beachfront. Now you can't get to the water because they limit all the water access, but you do have like beach areas. They have hammocks, you can put your toes in the sand, all that area. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to head up to the red building up there, because you have Riviera back there, and that's the main pool area. So pretty much walked up to the Old Port Royal, and it took me about 5 minutes for me to walk that speed. And honestly, if you're at here or the other spot, or Barbados, it is closer for that station over there for you to get on, especially if you're in those last few buildings right there. It's a great view because you get the Riviera, Disney's Riviera, which is a DVC resort. Everything else. Plus, once we do leave, I'm gonna go through the Caribbean Cay, which is this little like island in the middle of the resort. So, yeah, about 5 minutes for me total to walk, so not too bad. So the Old Port Royal here at Disney's Caribbean Beach is like the main central point. This is where all the food will be. This is where the lobby area is. This is also where the main bus stop is. So we're gonna take just a quick peek in here. One, I just want a little bit of AC because it was very warm today. But this is the Old Port Royal lobby. It's also where their Centertown Market and the gift shop is. So here's the lobby area. So over there is the lobby area. It's where you check in, check out, concierge, any questions about ticketing or anything. Really nice, simple little interior. And then if you look to the left, this is where you have the Calypso Trading Post, whereas like the gift shop. And this is where the food area is. Again, another mobile ordering, and all that stuff. So this is that area as well. So very nice area. They did redo a lot of this, so that I do tell you, I do not know what it would look like before, but I tell you, I love how this looks. I will say what is very nice about doing the mobile ordering is that, say you're over in one of the farther off locations, like you're off of that one, or you're over in Jamaica near the Skyliner, and you want to order food. Well, you don't have to walk all the way up here to order food and then wait for it. What you can usually do is you can order it while you're still at your room. As you're walking on over, press I am here, prepare my order. By the time you get to there, it might be ready. So all you do is just pick up and go. Especially if you have a lot of people in the room, it's easy to do something like that where it's just everyone says, hey, I want this, I want this. So you don't have to worry about schlepping everyone over to the main lot, to the main food point. And so, personally, I like the mobile ordering. Disney's done a really good job with it. Really saves time and effort into getting food now, even with everything going on with the pandemic. So instead of going back the way I did, which was this way over the stone bridge over there, I'm actually gonna go through the Caribbean Cay area. Well, it's called Castaway Cay, but that's actually on the Disney cruise lines, and still not running those, and I really still want to go on one of those, but take a quick little walk through this area. So the area is available sunrise to sunset. That's what it says. Now I do know they look like they used to have a lot of hammocks over here, a lot of places to sit. It looks like they have a little area for food. Maybe like they offer stuff around, so really little nice little area to walk through. Looks like this might be an area they might do things with, like recreation. Maybe bring out a giant TV screen or like a big video screen and show movies. They also do have a playground which is open, but they do say please check this play surface before playing, because right now on a day like today it may be a little hot, but they do do a really job of doing a lot of covering around here as well. It's also nice to have this because it's an easy way to get over from the old Port Royal to over from like the Barbados area, which is the area across the way here. But I do really like this little area. It is very nice, very relaxing, because you do have everything going on behind you, but the place is a good place you can just sit and relax for a little bit. Alright, so now I am back to the main Disney Skyliner hub to jump on a Skyliner over to the Epcot International Gateway. It took me only about maybe 5 to 10 minutes at the most. Of course, that is me walking. I walk very fast for the normal person, so, but it's not too bad. Like I said, if you're heading to like Hollywood Studios and you're over by the other station by Riviera, may not be a bad idea to jump on that one. Now going to Epcot could be a little more challenging, especially when Epcot just opens for the day. So unfortunately I ended up in a wrapped gondola right now. Not the end of the world, because I've had some really good views of everything. So if I don't get some good views like flying now, I'll just try to see if I can get on an unwrapped one coming from Epcot. So this is going to be the longer portion of the journey now, because I'm going to be going all the way to the Epcot International Gateway station to then turn around and come back to try and get on the Riviera one, and then walk around Riviera before heading back to Hollywood Studios and calling it a day from the trip on the Skyliner. I will tell you, there is a difference with the wrapped ones, because you have, instead of this being like an open window right here, you can't see the characters on the inside. You can kind of see them a little bit, but when you have a character wrap one, it's got this like, you can kind of see right here what I mean, like, so this is what the wrap looks like on the outside. So it kind of makes it almost a little more like shaded, but you see the difference of like how clear that is compared to like what this looks like. Like I said, we're just kind of flying over Caribbean Beach right now. That's the Castaway Cay area that I just came from. This is the Trinidad, all the way up to Old Port Royal, and they're all designated by the different colors of the roofs. So from up here you can really tell the difference because of all the different roof colors and everything. But that's that little like relaxing, that's the section I walked through coming from Old Port Royal, which is the lobby area. So it's not really centered because you have a lot of rooms still that way. Well, we are about to go over my favorite section of the Skyliner, because this is where we're actually going to go over some more roadway. We're going to go over Buena Vista Street, which is like the roadway going, if you're going to Disney Springs, or from Disney Springs, it's all the way down this way, but this is near the firehouse for them. But it's like the fact that you can go, you were going over a major roadway. Yeah, see, like this is one of the major firehouses, because Reedy Creek is the group that that Disney uses for all their firefighter needs, or fire trucks, ambulance, paramedics, everything else. Because the one thing that people don't realize is that if you happen to be if you get really sick and you need to be transported to a hospital, is that Disney, if you take a ambulance ride in one of the Reedy Creek ones, like Reedy Creek ambulances, it's actually free to get to the resort and Disney, or to the hospital, and then Disney will pay to get you back to the resort, so that if you need it, you can get there and back without having to pay anything out of pocket. So we did just do the little turnarounds, but again, I'm not showing as much on this because I do have a lot of other footage and videos of me riding it, but, and also because I'm in a wrapped one, it's a little hard. But if you look off to the right here, you actually see the Boardwalk Resort, which actually my mom stayed at a couple of times, and it's actually a really nice little resort. It's another one of those moderate resorts. It's also really hard to get into because there's not as many spots for it, but also it's really nice because you can literally walk to Disney's Hollywood Studios or to Epcot if you're staying there. So to take a quick look again, see if we can try to get a better view when we come through. But you can see down there, there's Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, the new attraction coming to Epcot. And of course, they did just open up this section right here, going to down to the bathrooms. And like I said, we do have an official opening date for Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, but it's not until October 1st. So, got a little ways before that opens up to everyone. Well, so just as quickly as I got here, I'm immediately turning around and getting right back on. Which, nothing wrong with that. I personally love riding the Skyliner, so now we're going to stop off to Riviera. We're going to get off at Riviera, do a quick little lap around there, see everything, and then head back to Hollywood Studios from there before calling it a trip riding around on the Skyliner. Well, my bad. I completely missed out on something. I was in the middle of something right now and completely missed out on all the trying to see everything. So, well, now we'll definitely get a much better view of going right next to Buena Vista Street, which is, they always say, and there's always a cool thing because if you listen to everything and as long as the audio is working, it tells you everything that goes on. So like this street's named after Buena Vista Street in California. So I mean, this is all the roads in Florida or Walt Disney World were made by Disney, so they named them all different sorts of things. But just very relaxing time riding the Skyliner around. Now just flying over a busy roadway. Normally this roadway is a lot busier, but because of the time of day it is, it's not that busy, but you're going over 6 lanes of traffic, so very impressive. We'll tell you, one of the really cool things about Disney's Riviera are these murals. Because you have Peter Pan, and I love that they are like the little tiles. So these are probably handcrafted. Just absolutely stunning. Not only that, you then have Tangled. You have all the lights going across from the city that she is from, up through the night sky and all the way over across the way to her tower. Then it just gives you an absolutely gorgeous view of Riviera. Not a very big resort. It is the newest resort, but it's not a very big resort. And it's mostly a Disney Vacation Club one, so it is very expensive to try to stay here. And they do also have the 1-bedroom suites, which are like $300 or $400 a night, which is like for literally just 2 people, and that's it. I will tell you, Riviera is very much more busier than it's more busy than I anticipated. But I do also know with a lot of the resorts still closed, and this being one of the few Disney Vacation Club designated resorts, it tends to be a little bit busier. But it is also midday, it's like that lunchtime. People may be coming back from the parks right now if they've been there since like opening, before heading back before closing out the day, or just people want to just be relaxing, because this is a very nice relaxing area, because you do have like an adults only area along with like the family pool. I do at one point want to go up and try to eat at the restaurant that's on the very top of this building. I have eaten also at this quick service. It's pretty cool, it's pretty nice, but definitely do want to try. I want to stay at all the resorts at some point. One day I will. Well, I know I didn't spend much time here. There's not much to see outside of just going into the lobby or eating something, and I'm not really that hungry right now. So Riviera is probably the smallest of them, with Caribbean Beach being the largest. But I mean, you can go over, eat, hang out, relax. Not too bad actually. So I'm just gonna jump back onto the Skyliner and head all the way back to Hollywood Studios.